Understand? It is just cognitive shift. It's not work. Work is a 4-letter word. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, playing with life, playing with being alive.
The initial. Beautifully, Bhagavan explained what is power manifestation. Power manifestation is something we experience as body and mind, and to super conscious being who we are. The cognitive shift happens in us is power manifestation, and it is a science because it is everyone can experience it as our own reality, the very nature who we are. That is why it is a science. So it is repeatable and experienceable by all of us. The pramanas, the evidences supporting the science of power manifestation, the Shastra Pramana, the scriptural evidences, the eternal unchangeable truth revealed in the source scriptures, the Vedas and the Agamas, Apta Pramanas, the experience of the Aptas. Aptas are the Rishis, Munis, Ganas, Nainamas, Alvars, Siddhas, all the millions of them who have experienced the conscious sovereignty as their reality, the seeking of the truth as their reality. Beautifully, Bhagavan said, in Tiruvannamalai, in just the Tiruvannamalai town, 50 of them were geniuses who experienced the conscious sovereignty. And they have manifested all the powers of Paramashiva, manifesting their reality as existential reality. Atma Pramana, account of His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, this millennium's avatar's personal experience of power manifestation. Bhagavan's very own Leela, he enacted the whole scene for us to understand how a human can have a superconscious breakthrough, how the cognitive shift can happen in each of us. Simply Shaktipada, Shaktinipada, hence the ultimate. Shakshi Pramana, the evidences of the devotees, the disciple followers all around the world, millions of them who manifested all the powers of Paramashiva, initiated by Bhagavan himself. He says so beautiful, whoever comes to this Kailash courtyard, he himself will be here, his presence can be felt, and he would manifest as your reality. Pratyaksha Pramana, the scientific evidence to measure the state of enlightened, the being in the enlightened state. Beautifully, Bhagavan says the thoughtlessness can be measured and clearly shown as per the science. The Balasans, the devotees, disciples, and Bhagavan himself has gone through the test, and clearly it shows there is absolutely no mind, no thought for the existential reality to happen. Everything is done by the superconscious space in the oneness of Paramashiva. Let's go to the Shastra Pramana to understand the eternal, unchangeable truth revealed in the source scriptures. The Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Vijnana, consciousness, Bhairava, one who experiences consciousness beyond the mind, and Tantra is the method, how you have physics lab and science lab where you experience the step-by-step process and manifest as powers. Same way here also you can experience the oneness with Paramashiva by following these steps and having a superconscious breakthrough and manifesting your own reality as consciousness. Like you go to the temple every time and you experience sudden beautiful space. Bhagavan says during the darshan you come with so many problems, and after darshan you are blissed out. That is exactly happens when you manifest the powers. You don't know what it is, but you know you are Paramashiva. That is the space of oneness with Paramashiva. The Shastra Pramana for the power of silicon.
देवी शून्यालयो भवेत् क्वचिद् वस्तुनि विन्यस्य शक्तिं निवर्तयेत् तज्ज्ञानं चित्तसहितं देवी शून्यालयो भवेत्.
Bhagavan Paramashiva says, having fixed one eye on a particular object, Vastu, one should slowly withdraw the sight from the object as well as slowly eliminate the knowledge of the object along with the thoughts and impression of it. Then, O Devi, one abides in Sunya, the state where there is nothing other than this exist, which is the state of all inclusiveness, infinity. Bhagavan beautifully says how you can experience the oneness with Paramashiva and how the pain point disappears and you are more and more and more. When you engage yourself in the outer world, the pain points are more. When you engage yourself in the inner space, conscious sovereignty, the pure truth becomes your reality. And Bhagavan beautifully says how you withdraw. If you have an object, a rose, you withdraw from the knowledge of the object that you learned, that it is a rose, and the impression of it, whatever the smell, the attribute, the quality of the rose and the quantity of the rose, everything, drop that. And then what else is there? The thoughts about rose. When you saw the rose first, when you gave the rose first, everything. We don't see any pramanas to give a rose to anyone, but we ask pramanas for all these great signs. But here Bhagavan gives us the beautiful space that all that is gone. Then what is the rose? If there is no knowledge, if there is no impression, there is nothing about it, then what is that which is a rose? Bhagavan beautifully says the rose disappears and the consciousness appears. How the jeweler will only look at the gold, not at the jewelry, like us when we go and buy. How the carpenter would look only at the wood, not at the furniture. Same way, when you look at your consciousness as reality, Bhagavan says, you start experiencing oneness. When you watch a movie, you watch what is happening on the screen. The screen is getting burnt, the screen is getting into flood, but you don't feel the screen is disappearing. You know the screen is always there, irrespective of what is happening on the screen. That is what Bhagavan says. Whatever your pain point, whatever is going through in your life is nothing to do with you. You as conscious sovereignty, searching for that, the very truth, who you are, simply opens up to your reality. And taking the responsibility to understand this great responsibility will open a new dimension. And how you wake up from the deep sleep to dream to the waking state, and you will wake to the awakened state, which is 1,000 times more possibility than what we are experiencing today, as the higher and higher reality. And simply we manifest the greatest oneness with Paramashiva. Apta Pramana. Apta Pramanas are the rishis, munis, ganas, nayanamas, alvars who have experienced the great truth. Adi Shankara, who himself was Shiva, himself has come down as Adi Shankara, and he was with his mom in her deathbed, and he had no help. Nobody came near to put her into that and the last rites. But he wanted to do, what he did was just sprinkle little water and chanted, and simply the fire started on the banana leaf, the banana stem and the banana leaves that was kept on her, simply started burning without hurting her, and she was liberated. Adi Shankara did this so beautiful, increasing the temperature of a banana stem, which no one can even think of burning. And it is beautifully given in the Digvijayam Shankara book in Canto 14 and page 154. The reference has beautifully told how it is very true. It is not some mythology, but it is the truth which has happened, because Adi Shankara lived in the Paramashiva space continuously without engaging himself into any of the outer world cognition. Even the one thing that he had about how he is particular about the Brahmanas, even that Shiva himself comes and asks him, where should I move? Move out of what? When he came as Chandala, and Shankara did not want to go near a Chandala with all the flesh of pig and Devi carrying the pig and the 4 Vedas as dogs carrying the pig flesh. All this was too much for him to handle. But when Shiva himself has come down, Simply he caught the greater reality when he asked who should move. If it is matter, matter cannot move. If it is consciousness, how can a consciousness move? Because everything is in oneness. The quantum entanglement, everything is connected and you are quantum. How can you move that? So when he understood that higher reality that Shiva himself, who came as Chandala, gave him, simply he surrendered and fell at his feet and surrendered that very pattern also. When he left that pain point, he became oneness with Paramashiva. Beautifully, Bhagavan explains in each of these great truths how the manifestation happens. Now we are going to experience that oneness with the silicon. We can increase the temperature of the silicon or the battery. Here, beautifully, this Shakshi Pramana, the evidences of the disciple, devotees, followers, who have clearly said how she has manifested, increasing the percentage of battery in the cell phone. All these great truths that everybody can experience in beautiful space of oneness. Bhagwan here initiates and speaks about it in the courtyard, how he has designed and initiates us into the silicon power.
Energy. Just 3-4 days before, I was just trying to play with my iPad, whether that is listening to me. I started just listening to me. I said, this app switch off, it gets off. Without typing the password, open, it opens. And I just said, go to this app store, went and download the messenger, downloaded. It was continuously doing. Then I decided, let me convert this into software and initiate as a power to everyone. Very casually only I did. And also by tomorrow you guys will be having a software. I'm preparing it. Any battery you just hold in your hand, it will be charged. Any battery. From the air, it will produce energy. Actually, I have done it already. I'm converting that into a software. That work is going on. Maybe today, after the initiation, I'll be in Samadhi. That time I'll finish that software work. Actually, whenever I'm in Samadhi, I do all this software writing. This power software writing. And I have also tightened and closed all the loops, loose ends in this rain software. See, rain is related to length, breadth, depth, all the three. It was too much for many of you guys to swallow yesterday. It was too strong. So I have completed all the, tightened all the loose ends. Today you guys will see, it really becomes 100% success. The rain power, the power over the Vatavarana, after tightening all the loose ends. That is one. Second, any gadgets which runs electrically, electronically, you will be able to control it by will. Operate it, do anything you want with will. Two things. This Jnananjanam, I will send it, all of you have. And after having, I'll initiate you guys. Then, the first step, where you are supposed to bring rain, write that, keep it under the Krishna Shila, give instruction and leave it. Leave it for 42 minutes. That time don't waste, start playing with the gadgets. Give the instruction and keep the Krishna Shila. Once you give the instruction, that is enough. It does not need to be constantly followed up. You only need to follow up that place, what is happening there. Then pick up any electronic objects you want to play, just put it on the Krishna Shila. Let the Nithyananda Paramashivam participants ask what the Balasant should do. You pen down the instruction, your request. The Balasant will do that. You give that instruction, it will do. Any object, it does not need to be only Balasant's objects, Balasant's iPhones. You keep your iPhone, they will open it. It will open, it will get switched on, it will download the apps or delete whatever you want, you write and give them. Always all your requests should be in writing. And then after they perform, you tick or cancel. Any command, only 3 minutes. If it takes more than 3 minutes, cancel, means they are not done it. Any command only maximum 3 minutes. The rain only 42 minutes. If it is more than 42 minutes, crash, it does not happen, go for the next. Second, start the next place. Understand? So that is the way the fluttering will settle down. And it will become part of your biomemory. There were some of the loose ends, means, I should say, it was too much for your biomemory to grasp, it was too big bite. So many of the biomemories, it got stuck in the throat and unable to digest. First of all, even you are not able to, many of you guys are not able to grasp that it is possible. If you are integrated to that core, that's enough. You will manifest powers. see, if you sat with your Balasant, 3 times if they have made the rain happen, then the entanglement as Shakti Nipada has happened with you. Now you can start. For example, 3 of you are sitting with one Balasant. If that Balasant has made 3 times rain happen, all 3 of you now you can start with your Krishna Silas. You will start manifesting. 3 times is enough time for the Shakti Nipada to happen to you. Same way these gadgets. If you see them, if you are sitting with them and 5 commands they are making it successful, Shakti Nipada has happened to you, now you can start. Because you are not that strong to protect you from Shakti Nipada more than certain period. Once they make 3 times rain happen, immediately your core opens up for the Shakti Nipada. If 5 times you see your Balasant successfully making the commands on the electronic objects, then you can start doing, it'll work. It'll work for you. That much Shakti Nipada only is required. This is almost like a second Garbha Mandir. Structured form, like a Surya, sun. His sun is sunny. Sunny is his sun. Sometimes the part you deny comes and appears as your sun. And Surya's one wife, Usha, means is light. Chaya, all is self-hatred. Shade is opposite to the light. See, all is self-love comes as Usha. Self-hatred comes as Chaya. So the whole Graha structure is nothing but our integrity, authenticity, completion, responsibility and enriching expression. Maybe when I find time, I'll sit and explain in detail and give you guys a session on that. Yes. All you guys settle down and close your eyes for a few minutes. I'll finish the initiation. You can open your eyes. You can start manifesting both the powers now. So now the Nithyananda Yogam participants can decide where the rain should happen. You can even keep 2-3 places, no problem. Write as a slip, but find out there should not be weather forecast there. Make sure there is no weather forecast there. Rain. You see, under one Krishna Shila, one Balasan can keep even 2-3 places. That's not a problem. But the Balasan should visualize all the 2-3 places and give instruction. Sadashiva says in one place, even drinking alcohol, the karma will not be carried once the liver is destroyed. Means it will not come to you in the next Janmandal. And each of the vows you take, whether during the marriage or during the other kind of initiations, the vows are taken on Jadaragni, means the Agni fire in the stomach. Once that settles, over. That sins related to that does not come with you. The breaking of those vows does not come with you. It is left here. For example, if I have to give example, you take a vow on the Jadaragni that I will not steal others' things, but you steal. The karma will not come to you in the next Janma. It will come only as long as the Jadaragni is alive. Once the Jadaragni goes away, means once you are dead, during the death, Jadaragni is taken away. So after that, the karma doesn't come. For example, on Jadaragni only you take the marriage vows. All the Saptapadi is taken on Jadaragni in Agama. So if you break the marriage vows, karma does not come to you in the next Janmandal. Once the Jadaragni goes away, it goes away. That's all. It doesn't come after that. But if you miss the integrity with the Guru, that goes into biomemory and gets carried to Janmas. Gets carried to Janmas. Understand? Because the relationship with Guru is biomemory level. Deepest level. It's a level of relationship and level of commitment only based on that, how much of what karma comes with you and what karma does not come with you. Nothing else. Cosmos does not recognize property. Means ownership is not recognized in Cosmos. This is mine, that is yours. That is not recognized in Cosmos. That is recognized only in the local law. Marriage is not recognized in Cosmos. It's not recognized in Cosmos. It's only recognized in your locality and in your society. But integrity is recognized to the Cosmos. It is the spindle on which the lokas circulate. Lokas spin around. Understand? You all need to know, the Vedic tradition says, The whole, the universe, you know, is going around the earth. This is the sun, this is the earth. Earth is going around the sun physically. Means the timing you know. But cosmically, if you see billion year, sun is also going around. Sun itself is going around. This is billion year, it is 1 year. That is why you always think about the 1 year and forget this billion year. Based on this only the yugas are counted. Understand, the whole universe, the spindle, Standila is planet Earth, because only here consciousness is alive. The spindle, you guys know only about the horizontal universe. In the vertical universe, this is the spindle. Below Batala, Adala, Sudala, Talatala, Batala, Bhu. The whole thing you know is Bhu. The whole Milky Way, everything is Bhu. Above, Bhuva, Swa, Tapa. In this whole spindle, the spindle goes through the planet Earth. That is why the Upanishads and Vedas say planet Earth is the center and everything goes round. So the whole thing you know, end of the day, in billion year, goes round the planet Earth. Earth is flat as per Vedas, because whatever you know as Bhu is called as Earth in Vedic tradition, not just this planet Earth, this ball. Whatever you know, the whole Milky Way is called as planet Earth, called as Bhu in Vedic tradition. Earth is flat as for the Veda is right. Because the definition of Bhu is not this planet. All the grahas you know put together is the Milky Way is described as Bhu in Vedic tradition. That is flat. Actually, I'm writing the software. The kids will start writing all the planet transitions, results, and the impacts. They will start writing the Rasi Balan. I'm going to download that software into them. That is why the whole graha is going inside me. Grahas are running around inside me. Maybe next 4 or 5 days. That's what. All the transits she gave, the pala, she will start writing. Not only she, the whole group will start writing the pala for each Rashi. Now I am preparing this whole software that they will be able to give a precise predictions for each Rashi and Nakshatra for about each transition. Based on the Shastra Pramana I am preparing. And they will also write the original verse. Why they are coming to this conclusion. The whole thing I am putting it in one software. So now please start. The team start.
So beautiful. Bhagavan initiated all of us into the power of silicon and said how the grahas manifest and how the integrity to Guru is the ultimate for you to manifest the powers. Here Bhagavan gives the guidelines for us to understand the higher reality. If you have a camera, you can start recording. The cell phone itself, make sure it's switched off, and before you switch off, take a screenshot after closing all the apps. And if the battery increases or the cell phone itself gets heated up, or you see the cell phone switching on when you're switched off by automatic method, then simply you know that you have manifested the powers. If you just feel the Kundalini energy and you just feel some vibration, that's good. You have started manifesting. Go ahead and share to everybody. The more and more you share, more and more power manifestation happens. The enriching and the causing is the very way contributing to others' reality, is the very way you recognize the truth in you. Contribution is the only way that opens up your reality very quickly. Bhagavan beautifully says how you can manifest by experiencing more and more the truth, the oneness with Paramashiva, the conscious sovereignty, who you are. And beautifully you can experience that oneness by the Shaktipada and Shaktinipada. Now sit straight with your head, neck and spine in a straight line. Bring your visualization to Paramashiva space. All this time the initiation has happened. All this time that cognition shift has happened. Now you have to experience the abundance and the auspiciousness and the bliss flowing through you as your reality. How much ever we see a movie, we don't become the celebrity. We still take back home only the essence. But if you sit down and start manifesting powers, you become the Paramashiva with 25 faces and 50 hands and 75 eyes. You become the space of Paramashiva, the state of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva, Kailasha of Paramashiva, the superconscious of Paramashiva. Beautifully, you experience the oneness with Paramashiva, absolute unclutch from any of the pain points, any of the sufferings, any of the 5 states that Bhagavan said beautifully that we think we are going through. Irrespective of all that you're going through, understand it is only a delusion. How you just shrug your shoulder and just wake up and say, oh, it's a dream. Same way, just leave your mind for some time outside and start looking in the Paramashiva who you are. When you start looking in, after a few days, Bhagavan says, you will start recognizing it. It's like we are searching something for a few days and suddenly we remember where it is, where we have kept it and what it is, everything. Same way, when you start searching inside your inner space, suddenly you recognize yourself to be Paramashiva. That is the most beautiful. The awareness takes to the awareness of us in the inner space. Bhagavan beautifully says, now intensely chant the Mahavakya so you can melt you into the oneness with Paramashiva. What we understand about the identity is not us, but melting that, we'll recognize the true you of who we are, the true I, who we are, the self itself, manifesting as Paramashiva as our reality. Now let's entangle with Bhagavan in the quantum space and start chanting the Mahavakya intensely to experience the oneness. All the initiation will become just the reality in each of us. For the power of silicon, let's start chanting the Mahavakya, experiencing the oneness and seeing the manifestation as prasada for each one of us.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Paramashivoham, Paramashivoham.
Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us.
Paramashivoham, 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 Paramashivoham.
Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Paramashivoham. Paramashivoham.
Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes.
Paramashivoham.
Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up,
Paramashivoham.
manifest in all of us.
Paramashivoham. 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 Paramashivoham.
Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Paramashivoham. Paramashivoham.
Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes.
Paramashivoham.
Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
So beautiful. Whatever you have experienced now, please share and take a screenshot. Open the cell phone and take a screenshot if there's a difference in the charging, or if you experience the cell phone has become more hot than what you experienced before, that's wonderful. If you can measure it, that will be really good. If you just have the Kundalini energy, that's beautiful. Started manifesting the powers, you will simply start manifesting the higher reality just by surrendering more and more to Paramashiva's lotus feet. Again and again, when we surrender, what happens inside us? The more we surrender our identity is nothing but pain points. How we understand only the few dimensions that we know, length, breadth, depth, but the higher dimension we miss because we don't know that they exist. For us to experience the higher 11 dimensions, if we let go the few things that we know as only the 3 dimension, we'll experience the 11 dimension. Bhagavan beautifully says how we can do that by more and more seeking for the truth. The seeking itself reveals itself as reality. When you Google what you want, you get the results. So when you seek something, you get the result. Cosmos is a continuous feedback system. So when you start more and more internalizing and more seeking the internal reality, the truth, conscious sovereignty, who you are, you start manifesting the higher signs simply by understanding that Paramashiva is the ultimate space and he is waiting to manifest that in you. More than you want to experience, he is waiting for you to experience the ultimate consciousness. More than the disciple running to the guru starts running towards the disciple to make it happen. You are like how the mother takes care of the kid. You are the Brahmanya Pahuputratam. You are the god and goddesses of Paramashiva. And simply you can experience and recognize that when you manifest few powers, and then it will open up to the greater reality. We have seen Balasans, they were struggling for the first power nearly 3 years for them to manifest the first third eye. But after that, the next powers simply happened in them as reality. And more consciousness they became, the more and more brilliant they became and immune they became. The body, the mind, the relation, the sweetness, everything was enfold, simply manifesting the highest powers of Paramashiva. So now let's experience the oneness with Paramashiva, the Shaktipada. Sit straight, put away your gadgets except for recording and switch off that completely. We are going to experience one more time of increasing the temperature of the silicon, or that completely switch off all the apps and switch off the cell phone also. And just by manifesting the power of oneness, the reality to show you you are Paramashiva, and you don't have to ask, you don't have to do anything. Even that surrender to Bhagwan's lotus feet, no questioning, no thoughts, but simple only oneness space, that you melt in the Paramashiva space. The bioenergy itself you become, then no matter in you will stop you manifesting the higher science, higher reality. Now let's entangle with Bhagwan and chant the Mahavakya intensely and start manifesting the power of
all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us.
Paramashivoham, 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 Paramashivoham.
Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Om Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Paramashivoham, Paramashivoham,
Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes.
Paramashivoham,
Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up,
Paramashivoham,
manifest in all of us.
Paramashivoham, 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 Paramashivoham,
Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Paramashivoham, Paramashivoham,
Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes.
Paramashivoham,
Let the Amrita pour,
Paramashivoham,
let the Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda.
So beautiful. Whatever you have experienced as prasada, please share it with everybody in tinyurl.com/powermanifestation. Your experience of the powerful cognition, your experience of the power manifestation, who you are established during the science of power manifestation. More and more you experience, surrender to Bhagwan's lotus feet all these great truths. And if you can offer or contribute whatever to Kailasha that becomes enfold in your life, brings auspiciousness and abundance. Let's surrender everything to Bhagwan's lotus feet and in deep gratitude and earning, thank Bhagwan for whatever he has given us as reality, as Paramashiva, the conscious sovereignty, and ask him to make this as our existential reality. With that, thanking Bhagwan, let's end the session with a Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam Padukarpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you so much and see you at 6 p.m. for the next power manifestation session in the Zoom. You can log in through eKailasha.